and I am delighted on behalf of Blue Door Press to introduce Steve Roberts, who's going to read his wonderful piece, Old Man River. It's written very deliberately in dialect, and we're really privileged to have him read it and bring it alive in the kind of oral tradition that, you know, in a way it's supposed to be delivered in. So Steve, I'll hand over to you and I will disappear as we do the recording. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Francis, for that introduction. Old Man River. The man climbed gingerly down the riverbank, his new trainers seeking the least muddy path to the river. The afternoon sun glistened on the water, flowing downstream against a backdrop of birdsong. He felt a sense of calm as he jumped from rock to nestle on the biggest rock in the middle of the river. The river seemed much narrower now than back in the day, and the gushing current also felt less powerful. The roaring bass in the river's voice was as strong as ever, though. "Is where you was, boy. Long time self I don't see you. You look like you was in foreign, though. I sense you crossing the bridge over the years, sometimes regular, and then there will be a gap. I suppose the gaps is when you're out there in your new world. I remember when you was a little boy, and you used to come with your Auntie Dolly and them, and all you would sometime have a run-in with this thing in nettle on my bank. You know that Gabe mentioned your Auntie Dolly in one of his stories in his book called Rain on a Tin Roof? Yes, she used to run the clock shop by the old market in the middle of Roseau. A slim but tough woman with a very kind heart. Then when you was older, you used to come by here regular with Natty Mervyn and them Canefield posse. Is posse all you used to call it? Yes? It's a long time since a lot of them fellas visit. So it make it even more special to have you. I feel well good that you remember me and come to spend some time with me. So where you be now? How foreign treating you now? I hope you come and spend some good time with me, eh? It have so much for me to tell you, boy. Is what year you leave us now? Must have been about 75 or 76, innit? I remember all you used to come down here from Roger and Canefield, and all you would cook up pot full of dumpling, beans, and pig snout. I wonder if you're still jamming on the pork. All you would eat and bathe and use glory cedar bush and locks on your head, taunting the police and all your parents. It was a dangerous game to play though. It was a time when Babylon police was chasing down Rasta all over the place. I even hear the people say they used to kill them Rasta in the hills and bury them there. Right there, self. Man and man was just disappearing, and them family don't know what happened to them. When I chill in the hills with them other river, we just talk about all them Rasta Babylon shoot down in the hills. Things was dread in them times. What would the dreadac and all that? Anyways, Jah live, and the Nyabingi live. It does be so nice when Rasta come and free up in my fresh waters, praising his imperial majesty to the Most High. He did come to the Caribbean in 1966, you know, but he never reached us here in Dominica. I remember how one Sunday, after all you leave me, all you walk down to Donkey Beach, round by Dumcan. Talking about Dumcan, you know is an airport that there now? Yes, boy, the government closed down the timber business that was using the hardwoods in the forest to make board and other things. They say Patrick John built that airport to make it easier for him to slip out of the country. When he wanted to go and meet them man, he was plotting and scheming to sell the country to. Where I was now? Oh yes, that Sunday, after all you finish bathing, all you going up the shortcut to Roger, but Edward decided to go massacre on his own. He had proper locks, you know. So next thing, Sogo Fly and them other Babylon heading downtown from Massac. They pull up and grab Edward to take him down to police headquarters in town. They rough him up in the van, and when they reach headquarters, they chop off his dreads, chuck him in the caboose for the night. It was a really dreadful time, my boy. So when you say you be England, the motherland, eh? Hey, Papa, you're in the heart of the empire. Well, I hope you're keeping out of trouble out there. I hear so much whispers through the waters about how Babylon over there partial to pulling black man and things so. So much story I hear about youth man that die after running with the police. I hope you never take part in them riots and burn down your own neighborhood, eh? You know, like the one that happened after they shoot down that Duggan guy out there in Tottenham back in 2011. Anyways, like I was saying, down here the Dread Act stay on the books for a long time. Oh boy, politics is a strange thing. Labour and Freedom couldn't agree, but they come together to allow Babylon to chant down and abuse and kill Rasta. And we did have our riots too. Yes, man. Back in May 1979, when Patrick and them decided to get all tough on the people them, the people come out on the street to say enough is enough, and they demonstrate and cause plenty disturbance. Next thing you know, Babylon was shooting at the people. This guy called Moses get his hand shoot up. I hear he was from Marigot, you know, the same place where you grew up, and he was your grandfather godson. It was a tough time, self. People was hardly coming and spend time with me. Look now, I hear them politicians talking about legalizing the ganja for medical purpose, for the country to make money from it. The whole world that was telling us to burn the weed plantation, legalizing it, and we'll end up selling the medicine back to us. It's a world order thing, Papa. Talking about world order, they have to try different things as the tourist trade could suffer, because I hear people getting more choosy about where they visit. They don't want to come to a place where the community and the law to accept same-sex relationships, and people can be victimized because of their sexual preference. The other day, they refused to let a cruise ship land because the passengers was mainly same-sex couple. The church wouldn't have none of it. Myself, I not throwing stones, but it have so much I could tell you about some of them preachers. They chant down things from the pulpit on Sunday, and then they get up to the same things on these banks right here under cover of darkness. Anyways, after the upheaval, things quiet down. Then they form government of national unity. Yes, Papa. Them politicians, them come together and put Patrick in jail. In 79, they had Oliver Seraphin as interim prime minister, before Eugenia Charles, or Mamo as they call her, win her first election in 80. Mamo do 3 sessions as prime minister before the partner from Marigot, Edison James, take over. You know he was Mamo's best friend for a time, until they fall out and he formed his own party. UWP, United Workers' Party. Well, he only lasts 1 term. He ran and called election early 2000, thinking he could win, but Rosie knocked him out. So Labour end up in power again, and the Freedom Party go downhill from the time Mamo left. I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden them prime ministers start to drop like fly. Rosie lasts 8 months before he did. Pierre Charles replaced him and was doing well before he too dropped down and dead in 2004. Osborne Revere was a stopgap for 2 days before the man that's still there now, Roosevelt Skerritt, take over. Anyways, it's Sound like the politics different now, eh? The kind of things I just hear people talking about when they come and see me. Lennox Linton, the leader of UWP, and Skerrit, don't see eye to eye at all. But somehow Skerrit's still there. Even when hurricane mashed up the island, them man couldn't come together and work for the good of the country. Because they say if you wasn't red and voting for Labour, you wasn't getting nothing from aid that come from foreign. Nowadays it's blue this and red that, while the sufferers continue to struggle. Now while you have all your own problems with political federation, politicians at work still. You know, back in 1958, we had a West Indies Federation that was like a Caribbean version of your European Union. Now them countries couldn't agree, so that federation only lasts 4 years. Although they have CORICOM now as a common market thing. Now only British vote to come out of the European Union. How will you call it again? Brexit. Yeah, man, Brexit. So the motherland going and stand up strong again in the world. But them returnees that down here, they worried because now they run to Martinique or Guadeloupe when they're sick. When they feel like a little break, they can go and buy a ferry ticket and go for a weekend or whatever. Now when all they come out after the Brexit, they don't know where they will stand because France might decide all they have to make queue to get visa and thing just to visit. And when they're sick, they will have to fly back to England to get treatment. I know. When all he was having all your debate about Brexit, them returnees say nobody never pay them no mind, and they never consider how the Brexit going to affect them. That is assuming the Windrush trap don't catch them and send them back to their homeland that they leave since there was little. And the to-in and fro-in giving them returnees plenty stress because they don't know what the future holds for them, while them British politicians taking their time to decide how they're going to play. You should hear them complain when they come for a little picnic on a bank holiday. It's not cricket at all. But don't get me on the cricket, because West Indies don't have a cricket team no more. We used to rule the cricket world, you know. We was the kings. Now everybody beating us unless it's that 2020 big bash thing they playing. Well, we survived the breakup of the federation, so I suppose all you will survive the Brexit too, even though the ordinary people and them might well continue to suffer. Boy, as we talking there, I'm feeling my water rising. I hope it's not raining too hard in the mountains, eh? But you wasn't here for David in 1979, man. Gassa, that was a hurricane, eh? Wait, Papa, I seen plenty hurricane and storm, but that one was dreadful. Before that, I never carried so much tree trunk and big boulder in my life. When you look at me now, you'd never think I reach over the bridge. David mash up the country bad, but the country's strong, and it recover from that. We was hoping not to get another hit like that again, but in 2015, Tropical Storm Erica come, and although it didn't have strong winds, the rain fall and fall like it was remaking the floods of Noah. There was water and more water. The more I carry water, the more it come from the mountain, with some force I'd never see before that. As the rain fall, the landslide all over the place, mashing down houses, killing people and destroying roads and bridges. It even take out the whole village of Petit Savan. After that, us rivers was saying we shouldn't have nothing so bad for a long while because the country need time to recover. Little did we know that by 2017, Maria would become a most unwelcome guest. Hurricane Maria hit the island full on a Category 5. The things that passed down here on the way to the sea, I don't even want to talk about them. I hear the wind talk language I never hear before, you know. Some of them people say it was like demons from hell was having a battle on the island. Everybody's still talking about the noise, the different kind of noise they hear that night. By the time Maria leave, most of the country was mashed up. The houses, the forests, the bridges, the roads, everything. It was just a disaster. You're lucky you wasn't here to live through that, boy. So much people dead. Things settling down now. And the whole world try and help us recover. But if you look around, you will see it still have plenty work to do. Things coming back on an even keel again. The festival and carnival this year was more like normal times. You can hear music in the air again. Although these days I'm not hearing as much of the music as I used to. Because now everybody coming and sit down with their earphones, keeping their music to themselves. You must remember all them good musicians we have all over the world. People just wonder how a little island like us have so much good musician playing. Not just our local music, but all kind of music in all corners of the world. The other day, some of them people from Cultural Division come for a picnic, and I hear them talking about how they want to support the music and the arts and culture, to put the country center of the world stage and bring some foreign currency to the country. They see they cannot just rely on the tourism and the selling of passport. So they want to get them young musicians to think more about the business side of the music and the culture. I just hope they're not just talking and they really do something positive. Boy, I know you spent some time with me, and you probably have to get back to your people and your friends and them before the sun go and hide behind the horizon. I well glad to see you. But listen now, as you're going back out there, boy, let me tell you, you have to look out for yourself. You have to look after yourself and your loved ones, you know. You're going to have to take plenty care, boy. Because it have a rumor in the waters. The waters have a rumor. It have something big coming. Something big, big self. Don't know what. Don't know how. But when it hit, the world not going to be the same again after that. Them dark waters says plenty death that going and follow this big thing here. You understand? So look after yourself, boy. They saying it going to start in China somewhere and work its way wrong, all around the world, all around the globe, and nobody not going to be immune. Everybody going and suffer. It's plenty misery that coming, and the world won't be the same after. So boy, as you journey out there, take it easy. I don't know when I go see you again, but I'm looking forward. I hope I go see you. Whatever it is, I hope when it come you survive it. As the man cupped some water in his hands to wash his sweaty face, the river whispered to him lovingly, God bless you, boy, and take it easy now.